Many thanks for staying with us here on Joy News today. Now, President Mahama has sworn in 2 new commissioners. Madam Josephine Nkrumah is a former Deputy Director in charge of Finance and Administration at the National Commission for Civic Education, NCC. Now, she holds a BA from the University of Ghana in Law and French, and she has in times past advocated that district-level elections be strictly non-partisan. Also, Minister for Environment, Science, Technology and Innovation, Mahama Yariga, however, says there's nothing wrong with the outgoing NDC government making new recruitment of the NPP team on the presidential transition team. Yawa Safo had alleged the government was recruiting people and signing new contracts with less than a month to hand over power to the new government. But speaking to Inshirado on Joy FM's Super Morning Show this morning, Mr. Yariga said government is only doing what is constitutionally mandated.
I think that some of them are matters of fact. So you cannot deny that there's recruitment going on. But recruitment is good. I mean, there's incoming government campaign on jobs for Ghanaians. And so if your campaign message is that let's create jobs for Ghanaians, and even before you take over, jobs are being created, I'm wondering why you should encourage it. You should promise to create more when you take over, unless you just want you to be the ones given the jobs. And I think that it's neither here nor there, because you've won the elections anyway. And so whatever the case, you will take over on the 7th of January. So if you campaign on the message of let's create jobs, let Ghanaians have jobs, and then there are opportunities to recruit, and we are recruiting people, I think that you shouldn't have an issue with that, especially recruitments done by the security agencies, because really it's not the ministers who are doing the recruitment, it is the services who are doing the recruitments. And the services are very professional bodies, and they conduct their affairs very professionally. And I'm very, very sure that there's very, very minimal interference by any politician, because they will not permit it anyway. So those are issues that I think they shouldn't be complaining so much about.
Do you think that the legislation probably overlooked the potential to stave off what we have in the event of a transition? Should these recruitments be done anyway? Because one government may prioritize a specific area to increase the number of workers in, and another government would also have a different priority area. So yeah, great. The NPP may have campaigned and say we're going to create jobs, but maybe your area where you're increasing this current administration's increasing in recruitment is not necessarily where they would prioritize. So that could be a problem.
No, that shouldn't be a problem, because this government, as I keep saying on almost every network, has a mandate that terminates on the 6th of January. On the 7th, we hand over. From now till the 6th of January, we are to continue implementing our policies and programs. And clearly we have a responsibility where, for instance, there's a need for recruitments. And don't forget that these recruitments take place based on the request of the different services. So if you go and check the records, you will find out that they requested for the recruitments, and we have approved the recruitment, and sometimes we hassle over the numbers because of financial clearance. And also remember that we have an IMF program that is ongoing, based on which we have been very limited in terms of our capacity to take on additional public workers. So this is something that we committed to do. And I recall, to be frank with you, that these recruitments discussions and approvals actually preceded the elections. It just happened that because of the elections, a few things were put on hold, people were busy, and so the services held on to to these exercises. And also just before the elections, it would have looked like you were also trying to just throw in that to win cheap political points and all that.
What is the urgency in bringing in a new NCC boss or a Shraj boss between now and January 7th? 18 days more in office. If you don't appoint a Shraj boss, don't you think that timing creates a lot of, vacuum and room for people to start thinking, okay, this is probably some reward for loyalty, especially knowing that the Shraj job has a security of tenure?
Well, I mean, that is what the Constitution says. The Constitution says that the President shall appoint the Shraj boss and do so in consultation with the Council of State. And he shall do so whilst President. So up to a day before becoming the ex-president, he can do that.
Now, Parliament has resumed sitting this morning after a long break. Among the issues for consideration by the House are salaries and emolument of Article 71 holders. Speaker of Parliament Edward Dowajaho, in his welcome address to the members of the House, intimated the passage of the Right to Information Bill will be given prominent attention in the House. Meanwhile, outgoing members have been asked to pack all their belongings in the office by the 6th of January 2017. Now let's go live to the floor for some excerpts of today's proceedings.
Okay, Honorable, sorry, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, when my understanding of preliminary objection raised a point that if ruled in favor of the person raising the point, stops an institution or a body from going into a matter that the body intends to deliberate on. And so when he said he was raising a preliminary objection, it meant that he was raising a point that would prevent us from going into the business that we presented for the House. That is why I raised that issue. Preliminary objection. Two, Mr. Speaker, the reports that are presented is the report of the business committee, not the report of the majority leader, not the report of Honorable Babi. And so, for referring to me that I opted to bring the right to information deal and not that of the spousal right, it's like to say that it is my decision. But that is not, it's that of the committee, not me. And then, Mr. Speaker, the last point is that I thought that my colleague had taken judicial notice of what took place at judicial notice of what took place at the inauguration of the transitional team. Was they went in detail into what we're talking about. How come the reports were not ready, the handover notes were not ready, and they've not been handed over to the Administrator General. All these things were dealt with. And that is why I didn't go into that detail. And so, Mr. Speaker, it's an issue that he has raised. It's an act that we are implementing now. There are some problems with it. That is why they proposed an amendment, which we could not complete. I'm not talking about the House. I'm talking about the country. So, Mr. Speaker, these are some of the things that we will go through, and that will inform a revision of the Presidential Transition Act 2012. And so, Mr. Speaker, yes, it's raised a genuine issue, but that should not stop us from going on with the business of the House. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, I want to dispose of this matter so that we can go to other matters. We have to deal with this matter. I wanted to dispose of this matter. Yes.
Speaker, it is clear that the majority leader situated his own contribution on a very wrong premise. I never raised a plenary objection. I said plenary observation. So clearly, you chose not to listen to what I said. You didn't hear. So your own intervention is wrongly situated. It's wrongly situated. It's wrongly situated. Listen to me clearly.
honourable members, the issue of the kind of business that we have programmed has been dealt with, listening to the two leaders. I believe that the essence of the Presidential Transition Act is to allow for smooth transfer of political power from one democratically elected president to another democratically elected president or administration, if I should put it that way. It cannot in any way take away the functions, the powers, and the authority of this House up to the midnight of 6th of January 2017. And therefore, from now up to that matter, it will be there. Any other behind-the-scenes issue can be handled by the joint transitional team behind the scene. And this House can be duly informed. Fortunately, I chaired the advisory council. The outgoing president and the incoming president have all nominated the eminent citizens. And I chaired that council. If there are disputes, they will refer it. And then if I need counsel, I'll seek counsel of the House and the leadership to guide me in my capacity as the Speaker of this House. So let us limit ourselves to the business program. Let the committee that the matters will be referred to at the appropriate time go and bring their reports, and then we can take a decision on those matters, one way or the other. But that one is for the House to decide. For the House as a House to decide. Yes, Honourable, last comment. Honourable member for the choir. The Honourable MPP member for the choir.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I'm taking note of how you entered first. How you entered first, so I want to qualify it properly.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. That's a very interesting observation. Mr. Speaker, on the issue raised by the Honourable Member Folter, the majority leader considered that this heading is wrong. That what is intended to be discussed in this House is the power purchase agreement and not the implementation agreement. That being so, the Speaker, I suggest that the correction be made before any confusion erupts at the committee level. What is to be put before this House is the power purchase agreement and not an implementation agreement, as this document refers to.
No, Mr. Speaker, we cannot change it now, but that's the title of the document. And so we have captured it. When it is referred to the committee will consider all these issues and draw our attention. But the table office cannot change the title of the document that is being presented to them. We have copies. No, when it's made, copies will be made available to you. What are you talking about?
Honourable members, my guidance to the House on this matter is that after the clerks are table, their hands are tied. The document that they bring, that is what they have to advertise for the business committee of the House. And I think that is what has happened. If the Honourable Majority Leader, who is in charge of government business, is informing the House that there is some error and the implementation should not be there are two things. At this point, we are not doing referral. At the point of referral, between now and the point of referral, certain steps can be taken in correcting them before the referral is done. It is what is referred, and that is what will be reported on. But more importantly, when the document in this form is referred, they will look into the contents. And at times, contents can be more important than just the title on the face of it. So we shouldn't, he's saying the majority that's informing the House that he's seen a copy is an error. Let us wait. If at that point it is indeed an error, then we know what to do. But at this point, they are only sharing the business of the House. Even referral has not yet been done. Yes. The Honourable Minority Leader.
Speaker, at the end of the presentation of the business team, you will put the question for its approval. The question will be put. Now, an observation has been made that it is wrong what is being proposed to us. So if you have to approve of it, it will be subject to the amendment being proposed by the honorable member for Oldham. It cannot be said that because the time has not arrived for the referral to be made, we cannot do anything about it. I think that it will be a wrong position. Because you admit that what we have before us so tight is wrong. The proper thing will have to be done. So I'm saying that in approving of the business statement, it shall be subject to the observation made by the honorable member for Tapo, which you have also admitted. And with that, we can approve of it. Otherwise, we cannot approve of something that is wrong, which is good before. We cannot do that.
Honorable Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, at page 1 of the business statement, presentation of papers, Roman number 2. What is captured there is project implementation agreement on the power purchase agreements between Car Power Ghana Company Limited and the ECB for the supply of 225 megawatts power ships in Tema and Secondary. That is the title of the document that was presented to the clerk's office. And Mr. Speaker, the clerk table cannot amend that title.
But the point that they are raising is that they have not seen the power purchase agreement. Why are you bringing the project implementation? That is the point that they are raising. So, and you say that there's an error.
Yes. So, Mr. Speaker, what I'm saying is that when it's made and then referred to the committee, at the committee level, after you've gone through the content, they will see the proper rendition and it will be part of their report to the House. But for us, we cannot start amending it at that level. We can't. There will be no basis for us at that level, committee level. That is business committee arranging the business for the
Honorable Majority Leader, you are in charge of government business. Have you gone through the document?
The Speaker, is a voluminous document. I did a preliminary reading of the initial pages. I haven't finished reading it.
No, I think
from my understanding, it is the power purchase agreement. From what I read.
Honorable members don't have any reason to doubt the words of the majority leader. Let us say that from the letter that is read, it is power purchase agreement. Yes. So, honorable members, at the end of the day, whatever is here, we'll go to the committee. Yes, honorable member for Oldham.
Yeah, just for your information, you may want to look at the fact that this issue about the power purchase agreement has been in court.
Has been
in court. So the speakership should be advised so that you can send people to follow up. That's information. This issue has been in court. That's for your information.
Honourable members, let us make progress. I want us to make progress. Last comment, you have been on your feet for a long time. Last comment, honourable member for
last observation.
Last comment on the business issue.
Yes, on the 13th of October, actually precisely on the 12th of October, in the chamber, the Attorney General laid the papers on waste. That I said the title was wrong. The following day, the 13th of October, they changed the title and read it wrong. The Speaker, it has troubled all this while members have not been kept up. But more fundamentally, I've just been informed that it's at the table of it. The Speaker, 14 sessions, the Minister of Environment is there. It's not, there is no power given in the Act at 917 for those sections that have been included here. That was my worry last time. that has been included to find this place here. Nowhere in Act 917 did we say the minister should come with regulations governing healthcare week. The Speaker, this is serious.
Is this part of the business program for the
Speaker, it has still the second time.
Please. Is it part?
The second time.
Honorable member, is it part of the business?
Yes, Mr. Speaker. Law.
Which part?
Okay, Mr. Speaker.
Is it part of the business?
Mr. Speaker, if it's an omission,
no,
this house should not be
I'm not saying that it's not a matter, please. I'm not saying that it's not a matter that cannot be raised, but let's use the proper procedure. Is if you are considering the business statement as programmed by the business committee. I'm asking you the point that you are raising, whether it is part of the business program for the week.
Mr. Speaker, on page 1 of the business statement, B, bills, papers, and reports. Mr. Speaker, we expect this report to be available from the Sustained Legislation Committee this week because it should lapse.
Honorable member, you are out of order. You must come properly to
it is on the business statement. It is on the business statement.
It is not there.
Page 1, B, bills, papers, and reports.
Honorable member, please take your seat. It is not there. You are out of order. You are out of order. All members, that brings us to the end of the consideration of the business statement for the 5th week ending Friday, 23rd December 2016. Business statement ending Friday, 23rd December 2016, accordingly adopted. At the commencement of public business, Honorable Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, item 5.
Except from the floor of Parliament. Parliament has resumed with outgoing members being asked to pack by January 6, 2017. You're watching Joy News today with me, Bernice Abu-Bedi. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll bring you more stories. Please stay with us. Thank you for staying with me here on Joy News today. Away from politics and Parliament, a new project is seeking to reduce the impact of cook stove smoke on fuel wood users. Toxic smoke is responsible for half of all deaths in children under 5 in Ghana. In a new 2-part documentary, Joy News' Justice Baidu visited the central regional town of Bontrace to see how these cook stoves work.
My name is Shilapia Kubi, the Marketing and Relations Manager for Microfilm Rural Park.
Sheila works with women in Gary processing in a small town called Bontrace.
Microfilm Rural Bank partnered SNV in order to improve the lives of the clients we deal with. We realized that their cook stove, the improved cook stove, is a bit okay for the health of our clients. When I say it's okay, I mean it looks at some of the health hazards that our clients were going through when they were using the old or the traditional way of smoking gari. This time round, they have a bigger stove, the pan is big. You are able to sit at the edge of the pan to fry your gari. If you want to stand or sit or lie.
The work she does is under the Productive Use of Energy in Agro-Processing Initiative, a project by the Dutch development organization SNV. The project seeks to cut down the use of inefficient cook stoves that is responsible for nearly 17,000 deaths yearly, mainly from toxic smoke. Lack of funding is what stands between users like these women and improved cook stoves. So the project works with local banks like Microfin to grant credit for its purchase. This is a farming community that is heavily reliant on agro-processing. And so places like these where women can come and process their gari could easily be the heartbeat of the local economy. And it's the reason why the source of energy could be crucial. And with the involvement of local banks to make it possible for these women to purchase these improved cook stoves on credit, it's not just about aid money, but it's also about organizations helping local economies to boost trade.
The cotton, 200 and 300. And don't venture Gali, a day, a biembo. Yeah, Odija. Yeah, that's an on Ama Jana Dawson. Jack no go cry, Naja Galina. I made and ye eater, and I eat a general woman all day, beefy, knock at Jack a Canadian. Indeed, it told you never day. 100,000 grab, but with that gali bag, I couldn't, but with that you better could go now. The on Indian of Wayapa. Oh, mamma, expenses, Indian expenses, not the
These new stoves are able to reduce fuel wood waste by more than 60%. This offers hope, especially for the hundreds of thousands of Ghanaians involved in agro-processing. It is important that the needed support is given to scale this up. Justice Bedu, Joy News, Bontrace in the Central Region.
It's now time for business, and Emmanuel Abuajiri is standing by, but we'll take you shortly live to the Flagstaff House, where the swearing in of the new NCCE and forces will come off shortly. It's now time for a break. After this, we have business.